unit on the other side, the dual power steering providing reduced effort in order to maneuver in tight situations and on uneven or on dirt surfaces. On the Mack Granite, the splash shield remains stationary. For maintenance, the mechanic must unbolt the Mack splash shield. Additionally, the Mack does not have all of the checks on the same side, so that the operator will have to walk around the vehicle to complete his inspection. International offers D-style fuel tanks. Mack offers cylindrical fuel tanks. The difference between the two is that the International tank over time will not roll and move as a cylindrical tank will do as the straps wear. One other benefit is the D-style tank provides additional ground clearance over the cylindrical tank on the Mack. Entry and egress are very important to the driver of this vehicle. There are two issues. First of all, step height, and secondly, step design. These steps are powder coat painted to resist rust. They have self-cleaning volcanic holes on it to reduce slipping, in addition to which you'll notice that they are offset rather than straight up and down. The bottom step is 8 inches wide. The top step is 6 inches wide. The Mack does not enjoy either the width or the equidistance or the depth of the International truck steps. That's a daily issue. Safe driver entry and egress is very important. It's also important to the owner to help reduce workers' comp claims. With that in mind, International has designed their grab handle on the inside of the cab, away from the elements, out of the ice and snow. The grab handle for the Mack is on the exterior of the cab, thus susceptible to the elements of water and ice. A 3-point entry helps reduce accidents when entering the cab. The grab handle, the foot on the lower step, and the hand hole are the 3-point entry and egress that hopefully will reduce driver injuries and workers' comp claims. A quiet ride is important to the driver. That is achieved through proper fit and finish of this cab. Please note the strips of paper that I have put on the back of the cab at the air evacuators. As I close the door, the tightness of the cab to the point where those strips of paper illustrate the pushing out of air. The exhaust system of the 7700 was designed with the driver and the maintainer in mind. The driver from the standpoint of reduced cab noise. Since the exhaust system is not mounted to the cab, but rather to the frame, cab noise and vibration is not carried into the driver compartment. From the maintainer's standpoint, since the exhaust system is mounted to the frame, not to the cab, if there were to be an accident, this pipe would not be into the B-pillar, thus increasing the cost of repair. The International 7700 exhaust, quiet and economical. Regarding cab storage, International and Mack both have door pocket storage. Notice that in the International, there's storage above the driver that is netted, and also storage above the passenger that is netted. More space for the driver's important paperwork and documents with the International over the Mack. The 7700 has easy bodybuilder floor access through a pre-drilled hole. The hole is already in place for running lines and cables if the driver or bodybuilder needs to add additional equipment. The Mack Granite does not offer bodybuilder floor access, and a hole must be cut. The International 7700 has the cab lights in the roof mounted in the sunshield. Thus, there are no holes in the roof. The Mack Granite has 9 holes in the roof for the air horns and the cab lights. Thus, there's the opportunity for increased water leakage, noise, and vibration. 42% of truck drivers smoke cigarettes, As an accommodation, International provides standard, a vent window. Mack does not offer a vent window. In response to reducing customer downtime and maintenance costs, International has designed and developed a very unique electrical system utilizing onboard diagnostics. That system was designed by International 2 years ago and has been field tested. The computer for the system is included with every truck. That computer has a keyboard that utilizes the cruise control buttons in the middle of the steering column, and the onboard display has 517 things on this truck that are being checked, not counting the engine, transmission, or the ABS brake system. Let's see how this system might work. When I push the on and resume button in the center of the column, I am reading no faults. Now what I'd like to do is brake the truck to see if this truck is smart enough to find out what's wrong. Please brake the truck. For illustration purposes, what we're doing right now is we're disconnecting the sending unit from the fuel tank. I'm now going to turn the truck on. The gauges are sweeping. 17.1. Resume and on. I'm now showing 3 faults. Those 3 faults are reading fault codes in the onboard display. The International dealer and some of the maintenance shops have that display in their shop, so that if a driver was on the road and had a problem and could merely read the numbers in the display, he could find out or diagnose what was wrong. Now the display is showing me that we have a short at the fuel sending unit. That's what we broke. It's also telling me that the fuel gauge is not operating properly because there's a short at the fuel sending unit. The display is also telling me a fault code that this is over 10 seconds long. Thus, it is not an intermittent fault, but rather a permanent fault. I think we all know that an intermittent electrical fault is extremely difficult to diagnose. Now we know what is wrong. Now let's fix the truck and see what happens. $517 things being checked. Listen to the noise. Now let's push resume and on. I'm still reading 3 faults. Oh, I remember. That's because I need to erase those faults if they in fact are corrected. The way we erase the faults is we use the left turn signal down, and now we push on and set. My display now reads no faults. What does this mean to the operator money-wise? With a recent visit to a customer, I asked the question, do you think this system could save you 7 hours of diagnostic time per year? His response was yes. I then asked him what his internal labor repair charge was. He indicated $70 per hour. Thus, for each year at $70 at 7 hours, that's almost $500 per year in diagnostic time. Not mentioning not missing a delivery, having a tow bill, having to rent a vehicle. That's just in diagnostic time. This customer keeps the trucks for 8 years. 8 years at $500 per year is over $4,000 of savings to the customer, not counting the issues I previously mentioned. This is a major innovative breakthrough in the transportation industry, something that International provides with every 4,000, 7,000, and 8,000 model truck. It's called International's Onboard Diagnostic System, included in every truck. No manufacturer can match that performance on electrical diagnostics. The 7700 International truck, as a result of offering the following features: a 29-inch bumper to axle, the ideal bridge formula setting, with a 12-inch rail, a 3-piece hood, base coat clear coat paint, breakaway mirrors, an air ride cab, improved visibility, Diamond Logic electrical diagnostic system. We believe we have a product that enriches the owner, excites the driver, and delights the maintainer. Good selling.